Good evening and welcome to the Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond High School virtual open house. I have a series of tasks and questions that I'm going to complete and answer for you related to me and my classroom. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nathan Anastas. Most students call me Mr. A. I've been a social studies teacher since the year 2008, making this about my 12th year in the classroom. I was born in Champaign, Illinois. I grew up in Quincy, Illinois. I attended and graduated Illinois State University. And this semester at ALAH, I am lucky enough to teach a civics class, a psychology class, and I also co-teach a dual credit sociology class with Professor William Lovecamp from Eastern Illinois University. So that's who I am, and I am thankful that I have the opportunity to work with your student this semester. Next, I'd like to ask and then answer some common and hopefully useful questions that most parents have during an open house like this. So the first question would be, what can students do to be successful in my class? And this question has an answer that is 5 parts long. So part 1, to be successful, students should attend class as often as possible. For students here in the building, that means try not to miss school, because missing school is bad. For students who are learning remotely, that means try to log in and join us remotely every day whenever you can. So that's the first thing that students should do to be successful, and that is attend class as often as possible. Thing number 2, promptly communicate with me any day they miss class. Whenever a student who is here in school or a student who is virtual, remote, misses class, they need to communicate with me. Send me an email, and I'll start a dialogue with them to make sure they get any instructions, any notes, and any assignments that they missed the day that they were gone. That's thing number 2. Promptly communicate any day they miss class. Number 3, take thorough notes. Notes are very important. Don't skimp out on them because they will help in every way. So please take very thorough notes. Thing number 4, use study suggestions and notes to prepare for each test and quiz. Whenever a test or a quiz is taken in one of my classes, I will provide all of the students with study materials. They should use these study materials and they should use their notes to prepare for each and every quiz or test. I will give them some time in class to do this, but it would be a very good idea for students to use their own time to use the study materials and their notes to prepare for any tests or quizzes. So those are 5 things that students can do to be successful in my class. The next big question is, what can parents do to be successful in my class? There's 2 things that I think parents ought to do if they want to be successful in my class and help their students be successful. The first thing is simply ask your student if they have completed all of their work for the civics class, the psychology class, or the sociology class. Check in with your student. Ask them what's been done. And if they tell you everything is done, maybe ask them a few questions about what they did to maybe prove that they actually got it done. And the second thing that parents can do to be successful in my class is contact me through email if you have any questions about your student or their work. My email address is posted on the school website. I'm sure it will be some way, somehow posted as part of this open house. Just contact me whenever you can. Third big topic we're going to speak about tonight is, how does grading work in my class? Well, first you should know assignments are graded for completion and receive a small number of points. If the student completes the assignment, they get full credit. If they do not complete the assignment, they don't get credit until they do complete it. Second thing you ought to know about grades in my class is tests and quizzes are graded for accuracy and receive a large number of points. So every question they get right on a test or a quiz gets some points. Every question they get wrong loses them some points. They're worth a lot of points and graded for accuracy. That's why studying is very important. Third thing to know about third thing to know about grades in my class is that missing and late assignments can be turned in at any time for full credit. I am very lenient when it comes to missing work. So whenever an assignment is due, even if it's not done, students can turn it in at any time. Fourth thing to know about grading in my class, failed tests and quizzes can be retaken at any time. So if a student fails a test or a quiz, they can talk with me to arrange a retake, and I'll be happy to give them that opportunity. And the final thing to know about grading is in the civics class in particular. So this does not apply to psychology or to sociology, but only to civics. All quizzes must be passed in civics. So if a student fails a civics quiz, they will have to retake it, and I will work with the student to make sure that happens. The next big question is, what is a typical day like in my class? And first thing to know is note-taking and lecture are common. It's what I do almost every day. I use my big white projector board at the front of the room to show students important and meaningful things, and I ask them to take notes on these important and meaningful things. Often I will try my best to create a conversation with the students about the topics and ideas that are part of the lecture. I will try my best to ask guiding questions related to the lecture topic, and assignments are usually given about once per week. When I do give assignments in class, I will give students time to complete those assignments in class. So your student may never have any homework in their civics, sociology, or psychology class. And final big topic for this evening is, what would it look like in my class if a student goes remote? Here's what they would need to know about. First, they would need to join class virtually using Google Meet, and I will provide the student with a link they will use to join me and should use to join me every day during their normal class time. Second, a remote student should take notes and follow the lecture or lesson exactly as they would if they were present. Even though they're remote, they are still in school and expected to follow along. Third, remote students should work on, complete, and turn in assignments exactly as they would if they were present in class, so no difference. And finally, students should study for and take quizzes online. Online quizzes are going to be nearly identical to quizzes that the students take in person. The only difference will be that I have to write some of the directions and some of the prompts and some of the questions differently so they make sense for an online learner. And that is just about everything any student or parent might want to know about my classes. If you have further questions, feel free to send me an email, and I will do my best to get back to you as promptly as possible. Have a nice night.